And I'm on my way to work one night, and I see a guy jogging, 82 below zero. The guy's jogging. I have to tell you this from my heart. Never in my life have I had a stronger urge to run over another human being with my car. He would have thanked me, I know he would have. This guy's got a problem, he just don't know how to quit, that's all. Probably left his wife hanging on his leg. Not again, Herbie, you'll die out there. Shut up, I gotta run, I run every day. I don't get jogging, I've tried it, I wasn't very good. I'd run a mile, buy half a dozen donuts, and then walk home. I ran every day for a month and a half and gained 21 pounds, so. I don't care what your doctor tells you, that jogging will pack on the flab, man. So a friend of mine said your problem is you don't understand it. You have a lack of information. If you understood it more, you'd enjoy it more. He bought me a book on jogging. They write books on how to jog. How intellectually deprived do you have to be to not figure out how to jog? Where do you run into problems? Oh, gee, I'm skipping again. You know, honey, there's a lot more to this jogging than meets the eye. Are there people in America so dense they see runners on the horizon? How do they do that? There's got to be a book. And the book is thick. It means they fill it with information you'll never use. One whole chapter devoted to how to train for a marathon. I read the first line and looked at my wife and said, like, we'll ever live 26 miles from a donut shop. Why else would anybody run that far? Some information I used. What to do if you're ever out running and a dog chases you. That's right, that happens. And they tell you not to try to outrun the dog because the dog will catch you and bite you. So what you're supposed to do is when you hear the dog, you stop running, you turn around, you face the beast, point your finger at him so he knows you're talking to him. You don't want any confusion out there. You know, an armadillo can run by, then you got total chaos. After you point, you stomp your foot and you go, freeze! The loud voice is supposed to let the dog know you're the one in charge. Yeah. So I'm out jogging one morning, and trust me, this is the pace I jog at. I didn't want to break a sweat while I was out running, because we know how annoying that could be. And I got my zone, and you runners know what a zone is. That's where your thoughts become so focused on one thing, and I'm thinking glazed. I'm going to get a glazed. Give me a cinnamon roll and a buttery croissant. From my zone, I get awoken by this vicious sound. I stop running, and I turn around, coming down the street, full bore, with his teeth flared. These are teeth. Is this tiny little three-legged dog. Thing's missing his right front leg, and he is motoring. He's like, well, perhaps I'm warped, but I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. I couldn't get freeze out. I was laughing at him. I just pointing at him and spitting on myself. He kept coming. So anyway, he got close enough to me. I got nervous. I let him have it. I went, freeze! And just like the book, the dog stopped and began to tip where the leg was missing. Poor thing, I could see it in his eyes. Oh, not again! And he hopped up right away and growled. I go, too late, man, you blew it. I was scared, I was, man, not no more. Why don't you come with me, I'll get you Krispy Kreme. So, I learned happy wife, happy life. That's what I learned. And my father, in his own way, sat me down on my wedding day, tried to tell me the same thing. He looked at me and he says, before you argue with your new wife, and believe me, you're gonna argue with her, before you do, stop and ask yourself two questions. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? And then he broke down and sobbed right in front of me. It was absolutely pathetic. I had no idea what that man was talking about. 28 years later, I'll tell you this, I'm a happy, happy, happy man. I ain't been right in 12 years. Times I have to ask my wife, am I happy? Oh, you better believe you're happy. Okay. I was just checking with you, Buttercup. Call my buddies up. I can't go golfing, but I'm a happy, happy, happy man. And don't get me wrong, we argue. You've got to argue in your marriage. You don't argue in your marriage, it'll build up in your brain over time, and it'll fry your brain. And over enough years, you wind up like those babbling, mumbling people in Florida. Don't tell me you haven't seen them. They're scary. 50 years walking down the street. The wife, she's perfectly fine. It's the poor husband 8 feet behind him, and it scares me to death. Guy's all hunched over, vibrating, mumbling to himself. Always telling me what to do. Well, I'm going to start telling you what to do. I'm a man. You can't tell me what. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm a man. This poor guy's trying to win back all the arguments he's been throwing away for 50 years. He was 6'3" when he got married. Now he's 4'1". Look at the poor man. Weighed down by a half a century of apathy. Leave a toilet seat up if I want to leave a toilet seat up. Tell me what to do. Hope you sit in the water every night. I don't care anymore. That's when she turns around. What'd you just say? I didn't say nothing to you, woman. So you got to get it out. You got to learn to communicate. That's the word, communication. Dr. Gary Chapman wrote a book called 5 Love Languages. According to Dr. Gary Chapman, there are 5 languages of love between a man and wife. Tammy and I read that book twice in 1 week because our love language wasn't in there. Apparently, bitterness and sarcasm isn't part of Dr. Gary Chapman's love life. When I turned 50, I bought a sports car, because that's what a man does. It was either that or start wearing tight leather pants. I don't want to frighten the neighborhood children. And by the way, if I see another man my age riding a bicycle wearing spandex, I'm taking my car and running him into a ditch. In a Christian loving way, of course. And then I'm going to pick him up and ask him, is there a mirror in your home at all, sport? Come with me, what you need is a friend. I bought a sports car. Actually, I bought a Ford Focus is what I bought. Because, well, comedy's been good to me, so. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 cylinders of raw power. That car will go 0 to 60, eventually. What a car. I got a speeding ticket. It took me 8 weeks, but I finally got one. Hey, it's not easy in a Focus. I was downhill, had a tailwind, everything was going my way. I don't get the small talk with the police. I was doing 92, which is obviously now, doesn't take a detective to figure out the guy might be in a hurry if he's doing 92. So how about writing a ticket? Let's get on with our lives. And they want to chit-chat at the window. Are you aware of how fast you were going? Well, yeah, I got a speedometer right in front of me. You know, the Focus doesn't come with much, but it came with a speed measuring device. To be honest with you, the only thing I was unaware of is where you were sitting. Fourth grade, I had a teacher come to me one day, Mr. Gurganis, I'll never forget this guy. He goes, you know what your problem is? And I love that one. What am I, 10? I love it when an adult asks a kid, you know what your problem is? Just once I want to hear a 10-year-old go, enlighten me. I lie awake at night pondering the deeper questions. Nothing seems to come to me. He says, you know what your problem is? You don't know how to focus. And he gets in my face, he goes, you gotta learn to focus, man. And I'm 10 going, eh? And he goes, that's all you gotta do. Find yourself getting a little distracted. That'll bring you right back. That was our salute for an entire school year. I'd get up out of my chair, he'd go, Jeff, I'd go. And you laugh, but I had 12 years of public school. I can't tell you when America was founded. But if I need to make a 3-foot putt on a Saturday and the birds chirping or distracting me, I don't hear no birds no more. I am in the zone. And when they grow, they eat. And I'm telling you, you gotta. We hide food, my wife and I. I'm not making that up. We hide food to keep it from our children. How sad is that? We got a stash of brownies and muffins next to our bed. So we go in the room late at night and lock our door. I'm sure the kids think we're doing something else, but really, we're just under the covers eating brownies and laughing at them. So
You hit 50, your life gets pathetic. It really does. The brownies are here. Woo! Hold hands, run down the hall. Lock the door. Right before the door closes, you hear the kids in the living room. Ooh. It's rough. My wife and I, we try to be romantic. We just remember how much time and energy it takes, and we'd rather watch Law and Order. My wife falls asleep at 9:15 every night. Like clockwork, 9:15. At 9:10, I'll look at her on the couch. It's like a gas leak went off in the living room. And I'll say to her, go to bed. I'm fine. What are you, 5 years old? Go to bed. Shut up, I'm fine. Poor woman has seen the beginning of every Law and Order for the last 5 years. And now they come on in reruns. She'll go, oh, I've seen this one. You might want to give it 20 minutes, honey. We have 3 boys. We're a praying family, by the way, my wife and I. We believe in the power of prayer. So when we were going to have children, we prayed for patience, tolerance, love, and understanding. 4 virtues we feel are God-given. God has his own way of answering prayers. We didn't get 1 ADHD child, 2, and it looks like we're up to 3 in a row. Found out our oldest, who's 20 years old now, found out he was hyperactive when the kindergarten called to tell us he was hyper. Like we didn't know. Is there a parent of a hyper kid here that gets a call? Your son's hyper. No! He's so calm at home. First day we dropped him off at kindergarten, it was all we could do to keep from laughing. Some perky woman came over. We'll have so much fun, I'm sure you will. We're gonna go pick up an answering machine. We'll see you later. I don't know why, but I felt I'd be screening calls between 8 and 3 for the rest of my life. Principal calls me at home. He goes, your boy won't sit in his chair. He's disrupting the class. We don't know what to do. So open the back door and let him loose. That's what we do at home. Come back when he's tired. He always does. Check his hair for ticks. He crawls through the shrubbery. Kindergarten, what's he going to miss? Coloring? He'll catch up. ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. I like that. It's polite. 40 years ago when I was bouncing off the grade school walls, they didn't have a name for it, did they? I was OLP, obnoxious little punk. That's what they called me. Teachers would drag me out in the hall and slam me against lockers. I had one teacher headbutt me. Miss Stokesbury, I'll never forget it. She says, I hate you, bang! She'd shake me, and she was overweight. Her cheeks would vibrate like Jell-O. You're hyperactive. All I could focus on was the vibrating cheeks. Laugh at me, you little punk. Stop shaking, Jell-O cheeks. My favorite teacher, Mr. Greganis, this is how he dealt with my hyperactivity problem. Came to me and goes, you know what your problem is? I always love that, too, when you're 8 or 9 years old. Don't you love it when an adult looks at a 9-year-old boy and goes, you know what your problem is? Just once I want to hear the 9-year-old go, oh, enlighten me. I've been wondering. So he goes, you know what your problem is? You don't know how to focus. He goes, you got to focus. I'm 9 years old going like this. He goes, yeah, just like that. You got to focus. That was our salute for an entire school year. I'd act up in class. He'd go, Jeff. I'd go, and he'd say, that's right. Salute me. You think that's odd, but I'll tell you what, I had 12 years of public school. Couldn't tell you when this country was founded. I need to make a 3-foot putt. I don't understand this country's obsession with weight. To me, weight is nothing but a number. That's it. And everybody in this room has a number that makes them feel good about themselves. The key is to just stand on a scale and look at your number. That's why I bought a digital scale. Those numbers gradually build up to your correct weight. You can jump off anytime. See your number, get off the scale, man. Why torture yourself? Who needs that kind of punishment? 155, that's all I'm weighing this week. No, honey, I may not look it, but I lost 45 pounds last night. And my wife's dieting now. That means we're all dieting. That's the rule. I got to sneak cookies in my house like I'm some kind of criminal. Go down in the basement with the boys, and I'm handing them out to the kids. One of you will betray me. I'm not sure, but it will be the 3-year-old Judas, I'm sure. She came home with rice cakes for dessert. You believe that? Rice cakes? You see the word cake, you think, well, okay, maybe. You ever bite into one of them things? Cake doesn't come to mind. Hey, caulk would be a better word. Who's she kidding? It's not food, it's insulation. Well, we could save a few bucks, just eat the styrofoam peanuts that came with your Thigh Master. That are awful. Our dog went and ate about 9 of those rice cakes. Hour later, went in the yard and passed the thermos. 2 years ago, she signed us up for a health club. She thought that would be fun. That'll be fun. 2 years. I've been there once. Drive by it every day. It's right on the way to Cinnabon. I had to go in for an orientation program, right? My orientator, Todd, came out. Todd. Hi, Jeff. I'm 2% body fat Todd. Well, hi, 2%. I'm 80% mushy Jeff. And he flexed and he went, Nautilus did that. Oh, yeah? Well, Haagen-Dazs is doing this. What do you think of that? First question he asked me, how long has it been since I had an exercise program? Well, let me ponder that one, Tado. Yeah, 48, that would make it 48 years, 9 months. My mom said I was so lazy they had to induce labor to get me moving. So Todd looks at me with a straight face. He goes, well, you might want to start out a little slow. So I'm sleeping with ankle weights on right now. Never know, you might roll over and burn a calorie or two. Come on, we'd all exercise if the weight we gain was in a more uncomfortable place on our bodies. Where do we gain weight? Our stomachs and our bodies. It's not in our way, is it? A couple pounds on your forehead, that would get you to a gym, wouldn't it? Man, I can't see nothing. People would be laughing at you too, wouldn't they? Hey, Skullmaster, you want a Krispy Kreme? Ah, it goes right to my head. Then she says, we're joining a health club. Did you hear what I said? I think I heard you say you're fat and we're joining a health club. Well, believe it or not, that was the wrong answer. Of course we joined a health club. Happy wife, happy life. And if there are two people that inhabit this rock that should have never purchased a health club membership, it is my wife and I. Talk about lazy. We've woken the kids up to get the remote for the TV. We've had an exercise bike in our bedroom for 11 years. It's got 1.5 miles on it. Most of that was put on by the baby sitting on the floor spinning the pedal. And last month she made a cellular phone call from our driveway to me in the house. She asked me to bring her her purse. What do you do with that call? You go, hello, get my purse. Where you at? I'm in the driveway. Going to the health club and I need my ID. How lazy are you? Hey, go get your mother's purse and bring it to her. Thank you all very much. God bless you. Thank you. She has his temper. My wife has a temper, and I mean a temper. I'm not talking irritability and sarcasm. That's what attracted me to her. After 20 years, see, you got to understand, it's how you argue determines how long you stay married. It's about communicating, understanding, and understand how your spouse communicates. It took me 2 years of marriage to figure out my wife will never tell me to do anything around our home. She wants me to do something, she'll ask me a question. From the question, I'm supposed to stand there and figure out what it is she wants me to do. Simple example, say I leave a pair of my underwear in the middle of the bedroom floor, which frosts my wife. It's her word, not mine. Someone will cut her off on the highway. Oh, that just frosts me. If I'm not frosting her, I'm driving her up a wall. Kids will come in, where's mom? She's up the wall with frostbite, that's all I know. You won't believe what put her there, son. It was that pair of underwear in the middle of the bedroom floor. You were looking at the most powerful pair of underwear known to mankind. They not only defy gravity, but they can change temperatures. And they're mine. So I leave my drawers in the middle of the room, which, by the way, is not unusual, because when I was a single man, I learned how to walk out of my underwear on the way to the shower. You get to the end, you hop right out of them babies. Right? And you leave them in the middle of the room for a good reason. You always have your underwear inventory at your fingertips. If there's 8 on the floor, it must be 4 in the drawer. It's a good system. Worked for me for years. Then I got married and found out my system frosts my wife. So I leave my drawers in the middle of the room. Would my wife come to me and say to me, pick those up? 3 words. Pick those up. Would she say them? No, because that would be simple, direct, and right to the point. And at that moment, I, her husband, would know exactly what she wants from me. I'd be able to process the information, make a rational decision as to whether or not I could deliver the request. At that moment, we would be communicating at the highest human level. The way God intended it, through language. My wife will look at me, look at my underwear, and then ask me, are those yours? Sure hope they are, otherwise I got a few questions of my own. What do you want? That's the only question a man has, isn't it, guys? That's it. What do you want? What do you want? Quit talking in code and tell me what you want. If I have to tell you what I want, then it doesn't mean a whole lot to me now, does it? Many a night I've walked around my home with a coat hanger strapped to my skull. Boys are going, what are you doing, Dad? I'm trying to divine what your mother wants. I'm telling you, there's a signal in this home somewhere. So my wife is here tonight. By the way, we celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary last July. And, thank you. And I knew it was a special anniversary, and I messed up the previous 19, but I wasn't going to mess this one up. So I went to her about a month out, and I asked her, I said, where would you like to celebrate? I know this is special. And I was thinking restaurant. She almost hit me in the head with a brochure, and she says, Hawaii. I said, you know, I'd be just as happy staying home as long as I was near you, Buttercup. She's good. You want to be near me? Get on a plane. I'm going to Hawaii. It was the first time in 10 years my wife and I got away from home alone together without children. So you parents know after 10 years, by the second day in Hawaii, we had no idea how to entertain ourselves. It was the most pathetic display of human behavior I've ever witnessed. 2 losers standing in a hotel lobby. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. Want to eat? Yeah, we could eat. That'd be good. And you want Mexican? I don't know. You get a Mexican in Hawaii? On the 3rd day, we did what came natural to us. We just went to the beach and we started yelling at other people's kids. Now, leave your little sister alone. Never mind, who are we? We're the Loser Beach Patrol from Tennessee, man. a tough woman. I married a tough woman. First thing she did when we got married, took my spine away from me. Keeps it in her purse. She'll give it back if I have to do something manly. 3 o'clock in the morning, I heard a noise. Here's your spine. Go down and see what it was. I hate that wake-up call. I heard it. Well, if you were sleeping, you wouldn't have heard it. Why don't you go back to sleep? You won't hear the next one. And then it starts. Get down there. I don't want to go down there. Get down there. For what? What if there's a burglar? That's my point. Stand in my underwear and tell him a couple jokes? Come on. It's a VCR. What are they, $9? We'll buy another one. You go down there, don't you, husbands? You know why? I've learned one thing in 23 years of marriage, and this is it. Happy wife, happy life. I gotta share this with you. My father, when we first got married, this was his wedding gift to me. My dad gave me a 12-gauge shotgun. He was a hunter, I wasn't, And he tells me, he goes, I've had this gun for years, and he said every man needs some kind of thing to protect their home, and all you got to do is you got to get the firing pin replaced. It's kind of wore out, and he said once you do that, this thing will last you forever, and you'll have something to protect your home. And I said, great, and stuck it in our closet, and then every now and then my wife would clean out the closet, and she'd pull the gun out and go, why don't you just sell this thing? And I go, it's my dad gave that to me. I'm not selling it. Well, get it fixed. And I don't, all right, yeah. Well, anyway, I tell you that because I heard a noise one night. Big noise, big crash in the basement. Woke me up. And any man that's ever felt there's an intruder in their home knows what I'm telling you. The hair on your neck stands up, your stomach gets a little shrink, and you think someone's in your house. So now I got to go down there and confront this thing, and whatever it may be. But I got to take something. I'm not taking a broom. Then I remember the 12 gauge. Even though it's broken, I'm thinking that's a pretty good bluff. And you point a 12 gauge at some guy, what pinhead is going to go, I'm only guessing, but go ahead, pull the trigger. And then I'm thinking if he wrestled it away from me and pointed it at me, I can go, it doesn't work. And then I can bunny hop to my freedom. I figure win-win for me. So I tell my wife, I go, don't call 911 unless you hear me scream like a schoolgirl. So now I'm sneaking down the stairs. And we all sneak the same way in the house at night, with our shoulders up. Because this deadens all the creaky noises on the stairs. And this is how my brain operates. I'm halfway down the stairs. I'm sweating. I'm telling you, I'm thinking there's someone in my house. I'm thinking, I got to look like Elmer Fudd coming down these stairs. Makes me laugh. And then I remember, I got to focus. So I get down into the living room. Now I got to go down 5 or 6 more stairs to the basement, and then I'm ready to confront the evil that exists in my basement. And I'm coming down, and I'm starting to get a little, my heart's really beating, and I'm ready to flip the light switch. This is when my wife yells from upstairs all the way downstairs, Jeffrey, that gun is broken. I'm only guessing, but I think the bluff went right out the window. I don't even mess with guns anymore. I just put on the noise uniform. That's her bathrobe, big fuzzy slippers. My theory is a guy will look at me and go, wow, I don't even want to meet the man that married you. But the kids are getting bigger and they're moving on their own ways, and we got to find things. We got to look for things to do together. 2 years ago, she came up with skiing. That was her idea. We'll ski together. That'll be fun. Skiing. I told her I'm not taking up skiing. Not at my age. Save me the cost of a lift ticket and throw me out a 3rd floor window. Told her, you want to ski, we'll buy a Nordic track. We'll just do it in the living room. Turn the air conditioning up real high, get it nice and frosty, and every 3 or 4 minutes she can run in and smack me in the head with a tree limb. How's that? Are you nuts? I tried skiing 10 years ago and got knocked unconscious by the chairlift. Yeah, it's funny now. Some of you look at me and think, well, you seem fairly coordinated. How can something that stupid happen? Well, let me explain. I was in my ready position as I had been taught. Notice the knees are slightly flexed, the shoulders are square. Thinking back on it, I believe my face was lathered with anticipation. From behind me, somebody yelled, "Look out!" Now, you know when you hear the words "look out," you don't duck, you turn around and see what it is you're looking out for. What'd you say? And the insurance company, you gotta love those people, wouldn't cover the head injury. Guy called me up at home, you got hit in the head with a chairlift? I go, yeah. He goes, that makes you a moron. We consider that a pre-existing condition.
Comedian is known for the phrase happy wife, happy life. Now, this phrase was also the title of a sitcom pilot in which he starred. He headlined with celebrities such as Jerry Seinfeld and the Smothers Brothers, and his comedy is known to appeal to all ages. We caught up with the man behind this happy truism.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeff Allen.
The comedy of Jeff Allen demonstrates that the best comedy is that which the entire family can enjoy. Touring the nation with comedy for all ages, Jeff gets the laughs.
He goes, we should take up skiing this winter. That'll be fun. Take up skiing? Folks, I'm 40. I'm not taking up a dangerous sport like skiing at the age of 48. Told her you could save me the cost of a lift ticket and throw me out a third floor window.
Mostly, he tells the humorous side of typical family moments.
Hey, I've learned one thing in 20 years of marriage, and this is it. Happy wife, happy life. That's what I've learned.
And he told us what it takes to be a comedian.
There's a certain rhythm to comedy, and if you don't have it, you don't have it. I knew I was funny, I stammered over myself. There were nights I'd look at the crowd, run off. I wouldn't say a word. I'd draw a blank and then run off. Nobody's surprised. Anybody that knew me growing up, when they saw me years later, when I told them what I did, was surprised.
His accomplishments in the world of comedy are diverse.
This is the Grady Nutt Humor Award from the Gospel Music Association. I keep it in a case so my wife can't hit me in the head with it. And this, look at this. This has survived Showtime's funniest person in Illinois. Illinois. I'll never forget it. He just looked at me and he goes, what makes you the funniest person in Illinois? Like I made the decision. I go, well, Showtime said I was. This is shows I did for the Navy after 9/11.
However, his most cherished accomplishment is one which you never got to see.
I was the man for a week. I used to wave this at my kids when they gave me crap at home. I'm a star. You don't get your chair. And they would go, we can go print up our own. I go, no, you can't. These come from Hollywood, man.
Where does he get his material?
Talk about my wife and kids. Oh, everything, yeah. They used to ask, is that going to be in? And I go, well, it was pretty stupid what you just did, so yeah, probably.
And with his famous line, happy wife, happy life, his wife plays a significant role with the balance to his life. She has recovered from a diagnosis of cancer.
Happy wife, happy life. That's my catchphrase, Tammy gave my wife gave me that. We did a race for the cure.
When Jeff is not on tour, he spends time on the golf course, perfecting his game.
Why golf? Well, I had an obsession of alcohol and drugs and found that was going to kill me. So I traded it in for an obsession with golf. It's just as expensive as the alcohol and drug problem, but it's not going to kill me. Enjoy the scenery. Look at this. It's even got water.
And as to the future?
I hope the cartoon gets picked up. I really do.
All in all, he has found that comedy can take him to places which relate to all types of people.
I love working churches. I really do. It's people don't realize. They go, well, you know, what's it like working at church? I said, these people are used to listening to some guy get up in a pulpit every Sunday and use metaphors and speak for 45 minutes. Their attention span is amazing. Their ability to pick up nuances is amazing. They're great audiences. And plus, they're starved for comedy because they feel the culture's left them behind in that area.
And now you know the connection between the line Happy Wife, Happy Life and the comedian Jeff Allen.
Thank you.
One of Jeff's most recent accomplishments is his featured performance at the National Prayer Breakfast. He also appears regularly at the Grand Ole Opry. Check out our website at TennesseeTreasures.net. We'll be back in a moment.
I have only learned one thing in 20 years of marriage, and it's this: happy wife, happy life. If you're married, you already know that. And if you're not married, you better write it down. Not on some flimsy piece of paper. You go out and get a stone tablet and a chisel. Be number 11 if you count them. Bible says right in chapter 2 of Genesis, chapter 2 says right there, man will leave his father and mother. That's the verse I'm reading to my 15-year-old every night. Says here, you're leaving, Jack. Got to read all the way to the New Testament before he said you can come home again. Man will leave his father and mother, take a wife, and together they become one flesh. You don't get any closer to anyone that walks this planet than your wife. Ergo, happy wife, happy life. My dad tried to tell me the same thing in his own way on my wedding day. He came to me and he said, son, I have only one piece of marital advice for you. Before you argue with your new wife, and believe me, you're going to argue with her. Before you do, I want you to stop and ask yourself 2 questions. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And then he broke down and sobbed right in front of me. It was pathetic. And I had no idea what that man was talking about. 19 years later, I can tell you, I'm a happy, happy, happy man. I ain't been right in 12 years. Times I have to ask my wife, am I happy? Oh, you better believe you're happy. Okay. Just checking with you, buttercup. Call my buddies up. I can't go golfing, but I'm happy.
Rise up, rise up.
Right. This is cool. I got to tell you, my wife and I are a praying couple. We believe in prayer. We believe in a creator. We believe in a creator that answers prayer. So when we had children, we prayed for patience, tolerance, love, and understanding. God answered those prayers with not 1 but 2 ADHD children. So watch what you pray for. The big guy's got a sense of humor. The kindergarten actually called to tell us our oldest boy was hyperactive. Like we didn't know. Is any parent shocked when that phone call rolls in? Your boy's hyper? No. He's so calm at home. First day we dropped him off at kindergarten, it was all we could do to keep from laughing. Some perky woman came over. We'll have so much fun. And we're sure you will. Principal calls me at home one day. He says, your boy won't sit in a chair. He's disrupting the class. We don't know what to do. I said, oh, open the back door and let him loose. That's what we do at home. Yeah, he'll come back when he's tired. He always does. Check his little head for ticks. He crawls through the shrubbery quite a bit. Kindergarten, what's he going to miss? Coloring? He'll catch up. I like the name, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. It's polite, it's medical. Let's face it, 40 years ago when I was bouncing off the grade school walls, they weren't quite as kind, were they? I was OLP, obnoxious little punk, that's what I was. I didn't have Ritalin, man. Mr. Gerganis, I'll never forget, this guy comes to me, I'm like 9 years old. He comes to me, he goes, you know what your problem is? You know what your problem? I love it when a full-grown adult asks a 9-year-old boy. You know what your problem is? Just once I want to hear the 9-year-old go, enlighten me. I lie awake pondering those deeper questions. I'm 9, I don't care what my problem is. Right now you are, you're in my way. He says, you don't know how to focus. He gets down in my face, he goes, you gotta focus, man, focus. And I'm 9 going like that. He goes, that's all you gotta do, man. Straighten you right up. That was our salute for an entire school year. I'd act up in class, he'd go, Jeff, I'd go. And he'd go very smugly, that's right. Some of you laugh, but I'll tell you, I had 12 years of public school. Couldn't tell you when this country was founded. I need to make a 3-foot putt on the golf course. So you gotta get it out, you gotta communicate. That's my wife's word, communication. Communicate. But you have to learn how to communicate. When my wife and I were married 5 years, we went to a marriage counselor because we had to learn how to argue. We had to learn how to resolve conflict. That's what she said. Apparently, shut up, what? Shut up, what? Shut up, what? Shut up, what? Is not a healthy discussion. So we go to the marriage counselor, and she asks my wife, why are you here? My wife gives a 20-minute dissertation on why we're there. And she looks at me and goes, why are you here? I said, because she told me to come. You don't think you should be here? And I go, well, all we ever fight about is our lack of money, and I find it ironic that we spend $100 a week to learn how to do that. My wife looked at me and said, shut up. I said, what? Here is $5,000 worth of information, folks, right here. $5,000, right here. I'll give it to you for free. What I learned in marriage counseling was whatever we're having an argument, what I have to say has no bearing on that argument whatsoever. Doesn't matter at all. It's what my wife hears me say that matters. And some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. How many times have you said something to your wife and you can see by her reaction she didn't hear what you said? Then you spend the next 45 minutes arguing about what you meant to say. I know what you meant by it. Oh, what do you mean I meant? I didn't mean that. I said what I meant. I've learned. 20 years with this woman, I know better. I'll say something, see her reaction, and I'll go, oh, what'd you just hear me say? Then she'll tell me, and I'll go, you know what? I can work with that. Let's keep going. Here, perhaps I can make the back 9. Argue. You've got to argue in your marriage. You don't argue in your marriage, it'll build up in your brain, and over time, it'll make you goofy. Then you wind up like those babbling, mumbling couples you see in Florida that scare you. You've seen them. 50-plus years of marriage just walking down the street. You look at the wife, she's fine. It's the husband 8 feet behind her that scares me to death. Poor guy's all hunched over, vibrating and mumbling to himself. Oh, he's telling me what to do. Well, I'm gonna start telling you what to do. I'm a man. You can't tell me what to do no more. I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm a man. Poor guy's trying to win back all the arguments he's been throwing away for 50 years. Guy was 6'3" when he got married. Now he's 4'1". Look at the poor guy. Weighed down by half a century of apathy. Leave a toilet seat up if I want to leave a toilet seat up. Tell me what to do. Hope you sit in the water every night. I don't care anymore. So when she turns around, what'd you just say? I didn't say nothing to you. You got to get it out. You got to learn to communicate. That's a big word, communicate. Gary Chapman, Dr. Gary Chapman wrote a book, 5 Love Languages. 5. Tammy and I read that book twice in 1 week because we never found our love language in there. Apparently, bitterness and sarcasm isn't part of Dr. Gary Chapman's love life. You have to learn how your spouse communicates. My wife can say more with an eye roll and a sigh. Tammy can sigh. She could bend a palm tree. We were at a costume party. This is about 5, 6 years ago. At a costume party, I hear her sigh. I look up, she's doing this. And she's that subtle, trust me. So my friend tells me, I think Tammy's having a stroke. No, she wants to talk to me outside. She doesn't want you guys to hear this. We go outside. We're not outside 10 seconds. She looks at me and says, "You're acting like a fool." I said, "I'm dressed as a green bean. What's proper public etiquette for a legume?" She said, "Shut up, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These are my friends. These are not your comedy friends. These people actually have self-respect and dignity. I'm gonna stand there and take abuse from a cucumber? I don't think so." I say, "Chill, Dill." See? Some of you thought it was witty, too. I was walking home that night, 5 miles in my green bean feet. Tried to hitchhike, but take my word for it, nobody in America is picking up a 6'3" green bean anymore. They pull over, they wait till you get close, go, "What's it like in the valley?" Ho, 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 and then take off. Takes time to learn to communicate with your wife. Took me 2 years of marriage to figure out Tammy will never tell me to do anything around our home. If she wants me to do something, she'll ask me a question. From the question, I gotta stand there and figure out what it is she wants me to do. Here's an example. Say I leave a pair of my underwear in the middle of the bedroom floor, which frosts my wife. That's her word when she's angry. That just frosts me. If I'm not frosting her, I'm driving her up a wall. Another one. Kids will come in. "Where's Mom?" "She's up the wall with frostbite." That's all I know. And you won't believe what put her there, boy. It was that pair of underwear in the middle of the bedroom floor. I think you're looking at the most powerful piece of cotton on the planet. So I leave my underwear in the middle of the room, which, by the way, was not unusual for me when I first got married, because when I was a single man, I learned how to walk out of my underwear on the way to the shower. You walk, you get to the end, you hop right out of them babies, man. And you leave them in the middle of the room because then you have your underwear inventory at your fingertips. 8 on the floor, must be 4 still in the drawer. It was a good system. Worked for me for years. Then I got married and found out my system frosts. That's my life. And ladies, when you're raising a boy, understand this. How you raise him, it just gives more work for the wife to undo. My mother, bless her heart, for 18 years said the same thing to me for 18 years. She'd walk in my room on a Saturday morning, look around and go, "What a pigsty. I am not your maid, young man. And if you think I'm gonna pick your stuff up the rest of your life, you have another thing." It went on for 18 years. At what point do you go, "Oh, I'll see you next Saturday, Ma"? Then I got married and left my underwear in the middle of the room, and Tammy goes, "I am not your maid." And I'm thinking, I've heard that before. Turns out, she's not. One day she kicked him at me, hit me in the face. If you haven't shaved, it's like Velcro. Go! Get him off me. I'm not touching my own underwear. And one day he asked me what my first car was. Because he goes, "Whoa, what was your first car?" I said, "That's simple. It was a 67 Volkswagen Bug." And then he goes, "What's a bug?" Didn't know what a bug was. Then he goes, "What do I have under the hood?" Said, "A tire." They knew how to make them, didn't they? That spare engine in the trunk in case the tire malfunctioned. What a car. If you could get that thing doing 55 miles an hour, you turn the radio on, you drop down to 45. Someone cuts you off, you get mad, you want to let them know by laying on the horn, you can forget that in a bug. It's like, "Hey!" It's a happy horn. So hard to hang on to your road rage when you got a horn like that. It's even harder when people are pulling over to quit laughing at you. That's the problem. And who put the defrosting system in for the bug? I mean, really, what is it? It's your breath in a rag. That's what it is. God forbid you get the heater working, it'll burn every hair right off your ankle. It's like driving around with a flamethrower on the floorboard, man. Friend in the front seat, shut it off, I'm on fire! The guy in the back seat, hey, throw me one of your pant legs, I'm freezing to death. To the hospital, got 30-degree burns and a frostbite victim.
For over 40 years, Jeff Allen has been making audiences laugh around the world in theaters, on TV and radio, and as a keynote for corporate events and fundraisers. With accolades that include raves from The Hollywood Reporter, The Chicago Tribune, and some of America's most successful corporations, Jeff Allen is bringing charm and world-class comedy to every audience he meets.
So my son asked me one day, what was your first car? That's what he said to me, what was your first car? I said, it's simple, son. It was a 1967 Volkswagen Bug. He looks at me, he goes, what's a bug? He didn't know what a bug was. And then he goes, like he's cool, what did it have under the hood? I said, a tire. That's what it had under the hood. That's right. They knew how to make a car back in the 60s, boy. They put a spare engine in the trunk in case the tire malfunctioned out there.
We bought a select comfort bed. You familiar with that? Each side of the bed has a number. You can dial it in. The higher the number, the harder the mattress. Lower the number, softer the mattress. My number is 100, marble slab, basically. I'm just preparing myself for the morgue, folks. Tammy's number's 2. First night she laid on her side of the bed, she disappeared from my view. The mattress wrapped around her like a flour tortilla. Poor thing was sleeping in a fajita on her side of the bed. I rolled over to kiss her goodnight. I fell into a ditch. I couldn't get out. I'm laying there. She's like, get off of me. What are you doing over here? Get off of me. By the way, if you're a newlywed, that's the sound of 28 years of love right there, folks. What are you doing over here? You're on my hair. Your breath smells. You haven't shaved. Stop touching me, please. And don't get me wrong, we still try to get intimate, Tammy and I. We just save it for special holidays now. Tammy's favorite is just leap year, actually, is her favorite. Yeah. I'll dim the lights and put on Sade and she'll look at me. Has it been 4 years already, Tiger? All right, let me get the good flannel on and I'll come back.
If you have a teenager at home, applaud. Let me get a feel for that. Okay. I ask that question every show. That's all it ever gets. Some kind of half-hearted, weak, feeble clapping. Thanks for bringing that up. I was having a good time. Here, listen to this one. If you had a teenager, they grew up and they moved out of your home, applaud. Yes. Oh, there's a lot more life behind that one. I do have some bad news for you. They are coming back. I just want you to know. I don't know what they're called today, but I'm calling them the boomerang generation. My youngest left at 18, came back at 19, and actually said this to me. You don't know what it's like out there. I'm telling you. That phone bill, it kept coming every month.
I had boys. I didn't have girls. But I can tell you this. My oldest son went through puberty at 11 years old, and it took him a half an hour. I am not kidding. I'm on the road. He's 11. I call home. He's like, hey, Dad, how are you? What's going on? I called home the next night. That same kid picked up the telephone. Hello. Hey, who are you? Put my wife on the phone and get out of my house. And they're all different. I had another son, my youngest, 6'2", 230 pounds, 13 years old. This man-child's voice never dropped. He walked around our house, hey, what's going on there? How you doing? For weeks, hey, now, how do you keep a straight face during that whole phase of development? He'd yell at his brother. We'd have farm animals showing up at our back porch. Standing in the hall screaming, get out of my room! Dad, they're in my room. They're touching my stuff. Hey, dial it down, man. There's 2 goats on the porch asking for you. Oh, that's a riot, Dad. Hey. Why don't you put that one in your dumb show? Hey. So I do. So he served 6 years, 101st Airborne. We go pick him up at Fort Campbell. We only live an hour and a half from there. So we're driving back, and I asked him, I said, what are your plans now that you're out of the Army? He said, well, I've been meaning to ask you if it's all right if I move back home while I reacclimate to civilian life. I said, you've earned it. You take all the time you need, boy. Well, wow. 19 months into the acclimating process. We were calling him Puxicani Phil. He'd be in the basement, come up in the kitchen, see a shadow. We wouldn't see him for 6, 7 days. I don't know, it was just playing video games all the time, not doing much. So anyway, Tammy says to me one day, she goes, how long does it take to acclimate? I go, I don't know, I never had to acclimate. She said, go downstairs and ask him what his plans are. I said, all right. So I go downstairs, I ask him, pause the video game, I need your full attention on this one. Mom and I were wondering if the Army taught you a skill, something you could use to get employment and move out. We want grandbabies. We worship a God of miracles. We believe in a God that will provide miracles. We believe this. We think out of the 3 billion women on the planet, he will provide you with the one he's chosen for you. We just don't think she's gonna fall through the vent in the basement here and land right in your lap. Call me a cynic, I just don't think it's gonna happen. So did you learn anything? He said, I can kill you 6 ways with a popsicle stick. That's when I said, you enjoy that video game, my man. Let your mom and I know when you're done acclimating. So I go upstairs, Tammy says, what'd he say? He said, get rid of the fudgesicles because he's going on a diet. That's what he said. That's right. I have ADHD. I didn't know what ADHD was till my son was diagnosed with it, and my wife looked at me and went, wow, that explains a lot. I used to think I suffered from ADHD, and then I realized I don't suffer from it at all. The people around me that seem to have a problem with it. That's right. All my fellow brethren right there. You're darn right. Are you married to an ADHD person? Yeah. Or is that him? Well, you have better stories to tell. That's all. It's frustrating, but you have better stories to tell. That's what I say. Tell my wife. And I'm a functioning hypochondriac, I should tell you that. This is how God looks out for his children. My ADHD keeps my hypochondria manageable. That's right. On those days, I'm convinced I need an ambulance. By the time I actually get to the phone to call one, I've been distracted 4 or 5 times on the way there. So, yeah. I usually wind up in the kitchen. I got the telephone. I can't remember why I'm holding the telephone. And that's pretty much when I order the pizza. So, kids love me. Dad's dying again. All right, pepperoni pops, come on. Tammy mocks me. We'll be laying in bed watching Discovery Channel on some strange new disease. Not 4 minutes into it, she'll lean over. So you got it yet? I might. What's a nodule? They keep talking about nodules. I don't even know what they are. All right, I'm feeling noduley. That's when the kids yell down the hall, breadsticks, shut up, you punks, I could be dead. I used to think I suffered from ADHD, and it turned out I don't suffer from it at all. It's the people around me that seem to have a problem with it. So, I'm also a functioning hypochondriac. This is how God looks out for his children. It's my ADHD that keeps the hypochondria I have manageable. On those days, I'm convinced I'm dying and need an ambulance. By the time I actually get to the phone to call one, I've been distracted 4 or 5 times. So. At some point, I'm standing in the kitchen holding a telephone. Can't remember why I have a telephone. And that's when I order our pizza. So. My kids love me. Dad's dying again. Really? Oh boy, how about some pepperoni pops? Come on. And my wife Tammy mocks me. The woman makes fun of me. We'll be laying in bed watching Discovery Channel on some strange new disease. Not 4 minutes into it, she'll lean over. You got it yet? I'm considering it. They keep talking about nodules. I don't even know what a nodule is. I'm starting to feel noduley all of a sudden. Hand me the phone. That's when the kids yell down the hall, breadsticks! Ah, shut up. Attention deficit hyperactive disorder. I like that. It's polite. I don't know what it means, attention deficit. Don't you have to know what full attention is before you know what a deficit of attention is? Trust me, I've been around fully attentive people. They're frightening people. We used to call them cocaine addicts. Be at a party going, Louie, you gotta blink, you're frightening people, huh? Third grade came around, they finally called us at home, said, you need to take your boy to a psychologist. We need to get this diagnosed. I said, I thought you diagnosed it in kindergarten. He's hyperactive, got that attention deficit thing. They said, no, we need an official diagnosis. So my wife and I go to the psychologist. We spend $100 we didn't have, but we sat there for an hour. After 1 hour, he looks at us and he says, we need to put your boy on Ritalin. So I inquired as to what Ritalin was. I had no clue. He says, it's an amphetamine. That's when I tell you, that's when I dropped the Legos I was playing with at the time. I said, sure, based on my family's history of alcohol and drug abuse, I say we get that 9-year-old on the crank as soon as possible. Trust me when I tell you this, if that son of mine had one chromosome from my side of the family, he'd have been 11 years old going, you know, Dad, I don't think the 5 milligrams are doing it for me anymore. I can't seem to focus on math. A lot of numbers in math. Have you seen the numbers? One of these on infinity. That's a lot of numbers, infinity. Have you seen that? Pi. Have you seen pi? 3.1. A lot of numbers. I say we go to 10 milligrams, 2 a day, 2 a day, 2. Tammy and I made a decision. We passed on the crank. We let him go through school au naturel, the way God created him. And 9 years later, the Army gave him an M16. I love this country. Yes. We had BB guns when I was a kid. How long did you shoot a can with your BB gun, guys, before one of your friends went, I think we could shoot each other? And it is different when you have your own children. You know, when my oldest was 12, he comes to me, wanted a BB gun one year, and I go, no. He goes, why not? I said, because you'll shoot your 8-year-old brother. He looks at me, he goes, I won't shoot my brother. I go, buddy, if I bought you a BB gun and you never shot your brother, I'd haul you in for a psychiatric evaluation. I shot my sister so many times, she told her husband her cellulite was BB wounds from me. He believed her, so who's the moron in that conversation? Yelling at me, look what you did to her thigh. And that was my first car. Now I'm older, wiser, you know. Don't want to brag, but now I'm driving a brand new Geo Metro. Well, the world of comedy has been good to me. 3 whole cylinders of raw power. Car goes 0 to 60 eventually. My wife and I were driving along, and we were having an argument, and I wanted to make a point by stomping on the gas real hard, you know. Let her know I was mad. Hit that gas, boy. You know, the car actually coughed. I am not kidding. It's just, apparently got a little bit too much gas in its throat. You know, and just went, oh, don't do that again. You know. Then you got to wind it up to first, and then you shift. My wife looks over and goes, ooh. I had a real car when I got married, man. It was a 1966 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Yeah. One day my kid asked me, what does Coupe de Ville mean? Oh, it's a French word. It means boat. Yeah. Well, at least it had a horn in it. Changing lanes. Huge car. Had a Geo in the trunk in case it broke down. Man, I love that Cadillac.
They made them out of metal in 1966, man. Not like the Geo, aluminum plastic. You know, sorry, I'm late, honey. Got knocked into a ditch by a big horse fly. Man, there were no airbags in a 66 Caddy because you didn't need them in 66. Hit something doing 40 miles an hour, got out of the car to see what it was you crushed. Ran over a worm in my Geo and I messed up the suspension. Yeah, I'm driving along, I was like, whoa. That had to be a night crawler. Whew. Just lucky the sunroof was open. I loved that Cadillac. Then one day my wife asked the fatal question, just sitting at the breakfast table, trying to mind my own business, not even making eye contact. Just... She says, you know, I was thinking. Every man in this room knows when your wife says, you know, I was thinking, all she was thinking about is things you're going to have to do. She slides this paper at me. She says, how many miles per gallon does that Cadillac of yours get? I said, miles. Remember the engine man had a carburetor built by Hoover. I leave it running. The guy pumping gas be going, better shut it off. I can't keep up. Car started to die. I revved the engine. I went, vroom, and I sucked the attendant into the tank, man. Driving around, I got gym shoes hanging out of my tank. I love that car. Then she says, get rid of it. That's what she said to me. Get rid of it. It eats gas, big gas guzzler. Why don't we just wad money up, throw it right out the window? Wife tells you get rid of something, you get rid of it. That's right. Sounded like some small hands, didn't it?